Welcome to Spoiler Alert Podcast, the podcast where we talk about the latest episodes in anime. You have been warned. Before we go into a discussion, I'd like to introduce our guest. Today we have on the show the lovely missART. Hello.
Woo! Hello.
So, missART, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do in the anime community?
Sweet. Well, first off, thank you guys for having me on this lovely podcast. But yes, I am missART. I run a YouTube channel in which I mostly talk about Naruto, and I also do some book reviews, and I like to host a live show called Girls Watch Anime GWA Gwa, of which lovely Sheena is a member of. And yeah, I just like to be involved in the weeb community, especially on Twitter as well. So yeah, thanks again for having me here, guys.
No problem. Okay, so for this episode of the podcast, we will be talking about One Punch Man episodes 4 through 6, Beautiful Bones episodes 4 through 6, Noragami Season 2, episodes 4 through 6, and Ushio to Tora, episodes 18 through 20. So let's go ahead and jump into One Punch Man, where, quick recap, basically we kind of get a little bit more of a plot, I guess, so to speak. Because when I first jumped into this, it was like, okay, it's a dude who can kill people in one punch.
He can punch people, Sheena. He can punch people.
But there's a plot now, because we are introduced to the Heroes Association or something like that, and what's it called? Main character, I can't remember his name. Saitama. There you go.
Saitama.
He and Genos joins the association. So, what are your thoughts about these 3 episodes so far, missART?
Me. Well, like you were saying, I really appreciated that we started to get more world building from these episodes. Like, the first episodes were cool because we were getting that shock value of just like, oh, this guy is just so crazy beast mode. But we didn't really understand why the heck all these random villains would, like, show up. Like, even that we still don't quite understand. But at least it's nice to know that on the other side, that there's, like, this whole Heroes Association. Like, it's regulated in some way, which in itself is pretty hilarious. And I think it's supposed to be kind of making fun of the whole idea of superheroes. But yeah, just being introduced to more structure about the world and being introduced to more characters. Because not only do we get to know, like, Genos better and Saitama better, but then we get, like, what's his name, like, Sonic. And we get to see, like, Moonin Rider, that bicycle guy.
He's best hero.
Best hero. And even, like, we're starting to see that weird, like, green-haired girl. Wait, I wrote down her name. Tatsumaki.
I think she's an S-class. She's an S-class hero.
Yeah, so it's just kind of cool to, like, finally be settling into what could appear to be an actual plot.
And, I mean, yeah, because it looks like that we have the villains, like the bad monsters, they're starting to, like, form something too. Like that happened in the last episode, or not last episode, but episode 6, which is what we're talking up to, because I know episode 7's already out. But so shh, not yet. That's the next podcast.
That's what I had to check. I was like, I can't mention anything in episode 7, so I was just like Googling it just now.
Quiet.
But yeah, so like the monsters are forming something, and I kind of like how, like, a lot more characters are starting to appear. They start introducing all these characters, you know, like, oh, these monsters are appearing in City Z, and then here's, like, all the heroes that want to be involved in this battle that might happen or something. But yeah.
I think you're spoiling.
Good?
Yeah, only slightly.
Are you trying to, like, hint something? I think he's gonna try to spoil.
I just have one thing I want to say. I like the episode where the guy gets punched.
You're pulling a broski over here. all
job,
last
Ray.
episode, broski's like, I like the part when you punch someone.
Oh, broski. Oh, Dakota.
Yeah.
Good old.
Last episode made no sense because I was the one drunk. You know, Dakota was sober.
What?
Like,
This
yeah,
is like
what?
a total role reversal.
Right?
That's crazy.
But I don't know, like the whole hero association, it's so weird because like they really keep track of what's going on. Like remember, I think it was in episode 6 where they're like, okay, there's a monster here. Everyone write a report about it. Let's figure out what's going on. It's just so it's so structured.
I know, but what's weird is I think they said that it was like a relatively like recent organization. At least that's what
Yeah.
I got, is like it's only been around for like 4 years. I just kept thinking like, what were they doing beforehand? Because unless all these like bad guys just suddenly showed up like 4 or 5 years ago, which again begs the question, what the hell is wrong with this world? They have all these
Right?
like crazy things going on. But I think what I think really brought the humor to like these particular episodes was how Saitama was kind of being opened up to the world. He didn't even know about the Heroes Association. And the same goes for the other direction. The world has no idea who Saitama is. And I think like towards the end of like the 6th episode, I think, is like, oh my god, there must be some kind of monster in this part of the city because it's like destroying all these buildings when it's really just Saitama and Genos like living over there. So it's interesting how there's this disconnect between Saitama and the world in Saitama. And I'll be curious to see how that's played out over the course of these next episodes. I just think it's hilarious.
And there's kind of like these two plot points that's kind of happening. So we got like, you know, the real, well, like the big picture. There's a monster that's going to destroy everyone. There's a group of monsters
Yes.
that's going to destroy everybody. And you got to kill it. And then the other plot point is Saitama wants to be known. Basically, like nobody knows who he is. They think he's some weird, creepy dude, and then they even called one of the heroes on him.
I know, that
So
was so funny.
I felt so bad for him. But like there's that like those two plot points are just so, you know, opposite of each other. And in a way it's like, well, they're obviously they're interconnected, but it's like in terms of like, okay, one's humorous and then the other one's like super serious.
Yeah, I think that's a good balance though. I like that the story's doing that.
Well, that's what the show does, though. I mean, every time Genos has something going on, it's all serious, and Saitama comes in and is like, it's over now. It's like,
I
Like
love
with that
it.
seaweed, the seaweed monster.
let's be honest, it's most
Oh,
interesting when Genos is the only one on screen. But then Saitama comes in and just like, just screw it, I'm just going to make you laugh. just by destroying everything for no reason.
It's so perfect. Again, I think it's just a great parody of just like superhuman characters in general. Yeah, like Genos is like the epitome of like the studious, super smart, you know, hero.
He's Gohan.
Yeah, he's like the Gohan of the One Punch Man of this series. And then you have our main character who's just who's just he's just such a nerd and such a dork. It's just like, what?
And he's just so, he's not really connected with everything else.
No.
He's just in his own little world trying to be Saitama, and just, well, he wants to be a hero, but nobody really cares about him, which is sad, kind of.
Yeah, and the fact that this
But
was like his hobby too. It's like, oh, this is my hobby. But at the same time, how could he not know about like the Heroes Association or something? He's just so clueless. I love him.
And then now he's like, oh, there's no time to read manga because if I don't save someone each week, then like they're gonna remove me from the association. And it's like pretty much him going back to work anyways.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, I have a job again suddenly.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, does he even make money? Because he still manages to keep his apartment.
Yeah, how does
and,
that
you know,
work?
pay for groceries, and
I don't understand how he's done that so far. Oh well.
because I remember in
You're
like
asking too many questions out of a superhero show.
Our questions
you gotta
are too
question these
kryptonite?
things. These are important questions to the plot line, right?
I swear to God, if somebody leaves a comment telling me what kryptonite is, I don't care.
Did you really
It was a
ask
joke.
like what kryptonite is? I hope you're not serious.
It was a joke.
Okay.
But what's it called?
Over my head.
Like, I just like the breaking comedy. Like this ruins everything. Like it was episode 3, but I know we're talking 4 through 6. But episode 3 where he mentions how literally he just got where he was by doing like 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and like running a mile or something.
Yes.
Like something stupid like that, and they're just like, what?
Oh, it's so good.
Like that's what I look for in every episode. That's the point. That's like the highlight of every episode because it happens every episode.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite ones in these last 3 episodes was when Genos was like, "Oh, you know, I need to study you and see how you train," kind of thing, and he's like, and then Saitama's like just sitting there reading manga, and so he makes up this like bullshit like, "Well, you gotta, you know, do this all mentally. You gotta study and all that stuff, so that way he can go out and like save somebody."
He's all
Basically
getting
just
deep.
to keep him busy.
He's like, oh gosh, I'm so glad he bought it.
And just his face. I love how they draw his face, like when he's like so derpy looking, kind of thing. I don't know. I love it. The show's great.
It is great.
I like when they open up the folder and he's like, "Oh, it's obviously S rank and it's C."
That was so good.
Was it these last 3 episodes when they joined it, right?
Yeah.
When they
I think
were
that was
testing.
episode 4, right?
Yeah, I believe
When
so.
they were testing for it. when Saitama was just like overachieving every single one.
I like when he was doing like, what are those called? They're not burpees, but like when you just like jump side to side. He was just like, oh! I was like, oh my god.
Oh, the new heroes that came out that was fighting the seaweed thing.
Oh yeah.
One of them had like a fencing sword.
Oh yeah, I forgot. And the mustache.
And then when he was fighting the seaweed, he was like,
It's so good. There's so much comedy. I love it.
I just couldn't. It was, yeah. But the action is just so good, and the art's just amazing.
Top
still.
notch. I think it's probably been
So-
like one of the strongest anime of this year, definitely for me.
Oh yeah.
Just because
Oh, yeah,
it has
definitely.
that action, it has that animation quality, has the comedy. It's like everything you could want, a weeb heart could want.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do a flash quiz, like real quick, pop quiz here.
Oh no.
Do either of you know Sonic's full name?
Isn't it like speed of sound something Sonic?
Shayna?
I don't know. I just know it was Sonic.
Speedo sound Sonic.
Oh,
just
I win. I win.
Oh, that's right, because there was that one
No,
part
you
where
were wrong.
Saitama,
You got an extra letter.
where
I win.
where Saitama didn't even remember who he was. He's like, what was he saying? He was saying a bunch of other names.
I'm pretty sure that was like the joke about the name, though. So,
Yeah.
It works.
which makes it even better.
Like when you get punched in the balls. That was so good.
Like, who are you?
Oh, that's so tragic, though, in this show, getting punched in the
I know.
balls.
Poor guy.
That's
He's never having kids.
That's tragic. That's okay.
It's all good.
It seems like, I
Sonic's
don't
voice
know.
actor, so good.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about that. What was his voice acting, Ray?
I don't know. The voice actor is just really good, though. I like how freaking serious he is. Like
Oh,
that
yeah, in this whole
deep
show.
voice he does. It's so good. Oh my god, it's like Saitama. He's just like, yeah, as he's like carrying his groceries.
Yeah. What do you want?
Who are you again?
It's so good. What?
Oh yeah, so this the voice actor, because I'm looking through all the text messages Ray was sending me because he was pretty much orgasming over it.
I like that voice actor.
Yeah, Yuki Kaji. He did Sonic in One Punch Man, Yukine in Noragami, Meliodas in Seven Deadly Sins, and Alibaba in Magi.
Wow, he's
which
got a
is,
strong resume.
Oh wait, and Eren of Attack on Titan.
That's why he sounds familiar. That's why that intensity
'cause he's
sounds
like-
familiar.
Yeah, and and he's in like everything that everybody watches.
I know. I was like, oh, that's a series everyone watches. That's a series everyone watches. Man, this guy has the right connections.
Mm-hmm.
He's gotta be making
Or he's got
bank.
the
He
talent.
got the talent too.
One or the other, either the connection or the talent or both.
it seems like both in his case. I do like his voice acting.
Yeah.
But like even like with Saitama like taking the groceries, again, I think that's why he's so likable as a main character, is because we see him in these extended scenes doing normal person stuff. Like trying to decide, do I want like the super cheap meat because that's like the budget I'm on, and then just reading manga and trying to again like slap that fly in that one episode. Just like
best fight scene in all of
yeah,
anime.
exactly. So it's just like the struggle, the real life struggle is real for this guy, even though he can just kill anything with one punch. The struggle is still real.
Saitama struggle. All right, so let's go on to the next anime, which is Beautiful Bones, episodes 4 through 6. So in these 3 episodes, we were given two stories, basically. The first one was with the man with the curse that he thinks that, you know, he's going to die because every man in his family has died before, you know, the age of like 30 or 35 or 50 or something like that. And then the other story was, it didn't really focus much on Sakuraku and Shotaro, but more on the friend. I don't remember her name.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. The side girl. And it was basically her story of how she found this girl who looked like she was going to commit suicide and stuff like that. So the first arc, or not the first arc, it's
You
just
forget
2
the part
episodes.
where she became hot for teacher.
Yeah, you know what? I felt uncomfortable with that, to be honest. But
Awkward.
let's go on with the curse first, because
We're not going to talk about that.
we will
We'll get to
talk
that.
about Hot for Teacher Girl. He was a dick, though.
Yeah, he
sorry.
was.
He acted like a dick.
He's just like, I don't care.
You're just hating. He's too much of an intellectual for you. That's all.
Oh,
He's that kind of character, right? He's that kind of character.
Okay.
That's his character type. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Blame
Well,
me.
let's do the first story, which was the curse. The guy with the curse. So basically, this guy thought he was gonna die because everyone in his family dies earlier, all the men in his family. So what ended up happening, basically, was that he tried to commit suicide to make it look like it was a curse. By cutting himself in an axe.
She was like fast forwarding.
Let me jump straight into it. But
and a spoiler
So there's the
alert.
beginning. Here's the end.
and now let's talk about the in between. How she figured all that crap out. You know,
It's true.
I wouldn't know. You know, that seems so psychological. This whole thing, that story though, is more of a psychological than a scientific
True.
story, I guess.
I-
in a
In
sense.
a sense, I kind of appreciated how it started with a sort of supernatural element to a story, because I feel like humans in general, people, will naturally start to like latch on to like supernatural explanations. Like if they can't see the science or the logic, they'll just automatically start jumping to conclusions like it's a curse. And I liked how like Sakurako, sure, stepped in, and she brings the logic. She takes something that seemed all this evidence that seems like something supernatural is happening, and she just is like, no. And it is fun to see how she teases out and becomes a detective towards what exactly is happening. There's always a logical explanation, which it kind of has that like Sherlock Holmes kind of feel, because a lot of the Sherlock Holmes cases, even like the Hound of Baskerville, is like, oh, there's something supernatural is happening, and then someone who's a smartass comes in and says, no, let me tell you what's actually happening.
Let me drop some knowledge on this
let me
case right now.
exactly. So I kind of like that Sherlockian vibe that you get from Sakurako, and I think it was really put on display well for this like 2-part story.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. It's just really good storytelling. I mean, they kept the tension up so well that it kept your attention to the whole thing, and then by the time it was over, you're like, okay, I'm very happy with this little arc. Like, that was a strong arc. Like, there's nothing else you can say really without just delving into specifics that we don't really need to bother with about like the paint on the painting and stupid.
I thought
shit.
that painting was kind of cool, though. I was like, I would never have guessed it, kind of thing. That painting was actually poisonous.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. And to bounce off what Ray was saying, so far in this series, I think this was one of the strongest stories that we've gotten. And I think it was because it had time to build up details like that, build up the mystery. One thing leads to the next. Like, who would have thought it was the painting and it was doing some weird oxidizing thing, like releasing, what was it, arsenic gas into the air?
Something science.
Science, insert science words, smart sounding words here. So yeah, I think I came away with really appreciating it because I think it was not too long and it was not too short. It was a good bite-sized little story that had enough drama and enough like morbid curiosity that I enjoyed it the whole way.
I find there's a lot of anime coming out lately that, like, the best ones right now, I feel, do that where, like, they have arcs that are only between 2 to 6 episodes long, and they're so strong.
Oh, yeah. Well, not to jump to Noragami, but I feel like that would be a good example to draw. Like, the most recent, like, big arc that just closed up. That was about, like 4 episodes long.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, I was kind of throwing that out there so we could hop over to that, but...
You're like, I was kind of purposefully adding that segue.
You were a little too soon on your segue.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about the...
Premature there.
I don't know. The last one, let's be honest, all there was is Hot for Teacher.
Hot for Teacher's Girl.
That's all that mattered. That's all that mattered.
Well, I think that episode though didn't really focus much on like the death. It just kind of focused more on a life lesson sort of thing. Like some people just need to let things go and just you don't have to get in their business. I feel like that girl was kind of in their business.
All up in their business.
So hold on. You don't like the teacher, but you're agreeing with him.
Yeah, I guess so. He's kind of like a dick. But
just because I don't like him doesn't mean I don't agree with him.
Well, that's the only basis you had not to like him.
Because he was a dick? That's a good enough basis. I agreed with him. But he was just a dick.
Okay. I won't argue with you. Women don't make sense. I know that.
Okay.
Well, overall in the series, I do like how the animator peoples, whoever they are, is controlling the story.
Troika, I think.
Troika.
Sure. I do appreciate how all these little stories, because this is kind of like morbid slice of life, but I do appreciate that death continues to remain the lens through which life is examined. And this episode 6 was a little different because it wasn't really about bones necessarily. It was just more about how people move past death in life. So, like, it ultimately, of course, turned out that this lady, husband died or whatever, and she was throwing the ring so that she could move on with her life, move past, like, remains. And so, even though it wasn't, like, the most exciting episode for me, and yeah, it was mostly, like, hot for teacher, I can't appreciate the fact that I feel like that's where it was trying to go.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it had a strong ending, and then, like, the middle was, like, kind of, like, just dragged down a little bit. But
like,
at the end of the day, it's all trying to lead to the same message. Yeah. I mean, like you said, it's the whole concept of death and all that is, at the end, at the core of the show, that's the base message that it's trying to send out, I think.
I agree.
So
I think there's, like, a little, what's it called?
Moral?
Like, yeah, like, they have something. I'll look it up, but go on, Ray.
Well, I mean, that's just...
you're talking about that thing that's, like, in the beginning of the episodes? Like, dedicated to all somebody forgotten past what...
Yeah, something like that.
Words together in a sentence like that.
The thing in the beginning during the opening.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Basically, in a sense, yes. Yes, because that is what the series is about.
Yeah, the series is very well put together. I just feel like episode 6 was one of the weaker episodes, but that's just because they needed to send one message across in so much time that wasn't really necessary, I think. But, gotta fill time slots. So.
Although, I think that... So we had, like, basically a little arc that happened before episode 6, and then I think the episode 7 and on, there's going to be another arc, because it said part 1, so... I haven't seen it yet, but... Yeah, it did say the next one's gonna be part 1. So I guess they just needed a little buffer before you jump into the next story.
I've seen it.
And
and
I'm kind of glad that they're doing more than one episode stories. Because sometimes you need a little bit more time to tell some of these stories.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking forward to it because I think they did a good job with the cursed dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was
So
a
I'm
really
hoping.
strong little arc. Feels weird calling 2 episodes an arc, but I mean it is.
It felt like an arc.
technically.
So let's go ahead and jump into Noragami Season 2, episodes 4 through 6, and we get the closure of Bishamon's little drama in her past and what really happened between her and my mind's
Yato.
going blank. Yeah.
Yato.
Yato.
That's what you forgot?
I was
oh
like,
my God.
I was like,
that guy.
it's not
who's the main
Yukine.
character.
It's
You know,
Who's that guy?
who's that? Who's MC Kun again?
yeah, MC Kun, him. That guy. He's a god. We should all remember him, but nobody does anyways. And
Well, it's because he's a minor god.
yeah, see, it kind
There
of
we
played
go.
along with, with me, yeah. So we
Right.
we finally get the conclusion of it all, and I just want to add one little thing at the end when everything's kind of like closing down and Bishamon's there with all her little souls and stuff. She looked like waifu material at the end there.
Waifu.
She
Full-on
looked
waifu.
she looked waifu, like I would waifu her up right there. When she's in like battle mode, I don't want to get near it, but like but when she's like she lets her guard down and stuff, and she looks adorable.
There's a part that
Adorable.
is in the manga that I don't think happened in the anime that it would make you even think she's even more adorable, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. at all.
But they didn't already finish the arc though, or
Yeah, I
there's like
thought that closed up.
but Noragami always has like those little in between parts, like just as they slowly transition. I don't know if you noticed that, but they do. That's what.
no, I didn't. Well, I've
Yeah.
never read the manga, so I don't.
Well, they do it with the
Same
anime
here.
too. They have like a episode to buffer right in between arcs.
I don't know. It seems like this one's gonna jump into something else. So
It's about to, yeah.
Very
It's
curious.
gonna get serious.
It was pretty cool to see all those different sides of Bishamon, though. Because at first we only knew her as, like, this kick-ass, god of war, goddess of war. And then, like, during this arc, we just see, like, all her emotional high and low points. And it was very interesting. It was just, like, in some ways, I think she's a really cool character. And then in other ways, I think her character can be a little problematic in the sense that it's like, why is it the girl character who's like purposefully like torturing herself, and with her kindness, she's just so kind, and it just leads to such problems. It's like, I don't know, she's a goddess of war. I think she would have been like, me
Over
personally,
it.
like, yeah, like kind of over it, and would have just like put her foot down and been like, I got a job to do. Why am I letting all these like little souls like ruin my health and stuff like that? But I did appreciate seeing her emotional range, for better or worse, in this little arc. And it was cool to see how her and Yato's relationship actually played out. Because all we were getting were those hints like, oh, Yato's got this dark past, and he kills, Regalia. And it's like, oh, okay, so there was actually a really good reason he killed Regalia. So it was cool to learn about that and just see Yato be a badass from different perspectives. We saw his emotional range in badassery.
and
So
Yukine.
And Yukine! Oh, I'm so glad that I read your text. Or it wasn't a text, it was a Twitter. It was a tweet. And you're like, oh man, I'm sure glad that so-and-so told me not to just stop on episode
You're
4 and wait
It was
till
Ray.
5.
Yeah,
Ray,
Ray.
well, thank you, Ray, because I followed that advice too. I would have died emotionally if I
For, like, that
if I
whole
didn't-
week.
yeah, if I didn't have episode 5 to immediately jump to. So thank you, Ray, for that, because it was like I was dying at the end of that scene.
Here's some manga spoilers. Not anything more, but I think it's volume 5 ends at that exact same moment.
Ah,
So you have to buy the next volume. That's what happened
that's cruel. That's so cruel.
to me. It is. It hurt me so bad.
Yeah, but
So
that
he
was
tried
like,
to read ahead.
It was cool though. Like it was like, oh my god, no, that's not happening. But at the same time, it's cool because then he transforms. What is it called? Like a heavenly,
A blessed vessel.
divine,
A blessed
blessed
vessel.
vessel.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, oh, and now like him and Yato's like little transformation sequence gets a little upgrade too. So it was just cool. There was so many cool things we got from this little arc.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of feels. Oh, and I felt lots of feels when, what's his name? Kazuma, the earring guy. When
Or
he,
the
like,
guy from Blue Exorcist.
yeah, exactly.
The older brother in Blue Exorcist.
He crossed series. But yeah, when like he like sacrificed himself too, I was like, no, I got attached to him.
Yeah, when they revealed like that he was the one that asked Yato to kill everyone,
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, my heart.
That hurts.
Yeah, it did. It did hurt
hurt a
inside.
lot.
Because then you know that he was actually trying to save Bishamon and all of that, and she doesn't understand it at that point. You know, she's kind of blinded by all of like the pain that all the other regalias are going through, and he's this and the anger that she has toward Yato.
Blinding anger.
Mm-hmm. To the point where she just doesn't care anymore. She's just gonna straight up kill him. You know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I really loved his character, and I'm just glad that he, you know,
He's okay.
Like, he's okay.
Kazuma, best guide.
Best
Benevolent. Best earring.
Yeah.
He's a blessed earring, so you know.
Earring. Yeah, he is. He is the best blessed earring.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. And he's a
Definitely.
cool character. I like him. He
Yeah.
seems like a cool dude. I'd be friends with him.
Yeah, he just seems. I was thinking about the evil guy. I wrote his name down.
The doctor?
Kugaha. Yeah, Kugaha. Kugaha? Sure. I kind of felt like he was like on the weak side as like being a bad guy. He's just like, oh, yes, I am doing this because I want to be in control. La 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 la. Like it makes sense, but as far as like a threat, I felt like his threat was a little more forced. He just got kind of like crazy maniacal at the end, which I think is kind of like a cop-out sometimes when it comes to villains. They're just like, ah! So I was like, oh, okay, whatever. So in some ways I felt like he was just like a backboard for Yato to get like more badass and Yukine to get more badass. But at the end of the day, I'm not complaining because I liked all the badass scenes.
Well, I'll argue that point though, because one of the points that they brought up was the fact that he had never stung Bishamon. So he genuinely felt that way. He thought he was doing what was best for her. So the motive was obviously legit. So they used that to help it make it seem more serious, but he did sort of like just scream for no reason, I guess. But
Yeah, that was
that was about it, though.
well, she didn't kill him. In
That's
a sense.
true.
Well,
She just let him go. Maybe.
eh,
If you can consider that, you know, dying end of the world.
spoilers.
I mean,
okay.
I guess for a regalia, once you're,
It
you know,
is.
once you've been released, it's like, well, might as well die.
Yeah, I guess
You
because
know.
you just returned to being a useless soul, you know,
you can become a stray.
a stray.
And
Maybe
then
he'll
you
become a
have to kill
Nora.
you.
Yeah, that's what a stray is.
Yeah.
So.
Nora means stray.
No. Stray
Today we
gods.
learned. Yeah, but yeah, so I guess I don't know if he'll ever come back or something.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious. He's kind of like a open-ended. His like fate is open-ended. But I mean, for the sake of the story, I hope he kind of just like goes away.
Forget about it.
Because I think he played his part, and that's all great. And I want to see like bigger and better, you know, antagonists.
Okay, super minor spoilers. He just kind of vanishes. They hint,
Okay.
he might be
That's
dead,
fine.
but they don't actually show shit. So
Okay, that makes me happy
So,
actually.
whatever.
What
he's
if
gone.
they pull like an Aizen and he just comes out of nowhere and comes back and stuff?
I'm back.
That's the thing. He actually could though. Technically, like they didn't
They
show
could
it.
do that. They could do that. So if they needed another villain, they could just pull him back.
Yeah.
Which
hope
I was
not.
okay with Aizen, by the way, because he was my husbando at the time.
You're like, oh, he's back.
I was okay with that because he looked super hot in that. when in the Wakamundo arc. But that's besides the point. That's a different story.
You guys
Anyways.
are gonna love the next arc, by the way. Just saying. Just to like screw with you guys. You're gonna love the next arc.
Well,
All right.
Well,
Thanks.
the ending for episode 6 was more like, okay, well, Yukine needs to be cut away from the far shore and the spirit world and all that stuff. So I sense some tension going on over there.
When that happened, I thought it was like, do it right now. And then like it cut to like several days later and they still like knew each other. And I was like, oh,
True.
I thought this was like immediate, like, sever your relationship right then and there. So I thought it was going to be like, dun, dun, dun. But instead, now it's just like hanging over their relationship. So I think you're right, Sheena. That's definitely going to be a point of tension in the future.
Mm-hmm.
By the way,
Or in the next episode.
I was looking this up the whole time. Kazuma, Bishimon's guide, looks exactly like Yukio from Blue Exorcist.
He does.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Sheena was
I said
saying.
the dude from Blue Exorcist,
Yeah.
the older brother.
Well, I was actually looking for the name, but like I thought that the whole
Oh,
time.
okay.
I was like, it reminded me. I was like, what the heck is his name?
That's
Well,
crazy.
Like,
well, to derail this a little
the
bit
hair's a
more,
little different. That's about it.
We're already off the track, so feel free.
the Back to Beautiful Bones, that little snippet at the bottom, it's a story dedicated to those trapped in the past. So I just wanted to get that off my chest because I was like, what is it? What is it? I need to know. So
What is that sentence?
Oh, but here's the irony. Sakurako is truly the one trapped in the past.
She's stuck there with Yukio from Blue Exorcist. No.
And Aizen shows up. Aizen comes back.
Illuminati confirmed.
Yup.
It's true.
Yep. But I mean, I'm liking season 2 overall.
Yeah, me too. I especially
so far-
liked how silly the last episode was.
I was not aware how much source material there was for Noragami until I started getting into the manga. Like, there might be a lot more.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, on Amazon you can pre-order like volume like 14.
Oh wow, so it's healthy.
Yeah, and they're still only at like the start of 7.
Oh, so we got a long
Yeah.
way to go, which I am okay with. I'm totally
fine
okay.
with that.
Yeah,
And I like how, I do want to say that I like how the opening kind of kept with that same style that they had in season 1.
Oh yeah, I still love
The opening
the
is so
opening.
hype. So hype.
Yeah, they actually
slow.
managed to match it.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Somehow, but
yeah.
it's really
It's a really weird musical style too, and everything to be able to match so well. But they did it, so.
They did.
true.
But yeah,
True.
so go buy the manga and stuff if you want to try to hope for another season after this,
Support them. Show that we want more
because the
Noragami.
material's there.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so let's go ahead into our final series, which is Ushio to Tora episode 18 to 20. Oh my god! Oh my god! I loved it so much. Oh my god!
Sheena likes when people are tortured.
Well, you know what? It was really good storytelling because so basically in these last 3 episodes, we kind of went back in time to where the spear, the beast spear, was basically first created and how it was created basically.
Skip right
And
past
it
everything.
was a pretty tragic story. And it's weird to say that I really loved it. But I mean, it was just really well done.
You can
And
see you're
it's-
heartless. So
I'm not heartless. I just love tragedy. Okay, wait, hold on. No, let me backtrack.
you love it so much you skipped over episode 18 and 19.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Fixated.
I was too hyped up over the tragicness of the beast spear and how it was
Yeah.
created.
Now, granted, that was probably the strongest episode like so far, and it's almost over with this first season. So
Which is sad. Which is sad.
It-
Well,
it-
isn't it going to go up to 39 episodes?
Better.
Right now it says 26 on AnyChart. So
Hopefully.
I think it was.
Better. I want more.
Didn't
was y-
Yoku say something about
yeah,
it going to
Yoku said
39
something about
episodes?
that, but I'm not sure if that was confirmed or not. AnyChart usually updates if it is. That might be rumors
okay.
or something, but I think he was saying that there was
rumors.
enough source material for more, and that they're not going to finish it yet. So
That's
Right.
fine.
I can't remember. Go back and watch the episode Yoku if you want to know. So there you go.
I like
He
it.
knows
Good
things.
plug.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what did you, I mean, wait, what happened to episode 18 again?
That was
harem.
that was
Oh, the hair.
The hair and the harem.
that was right,
The harem
right
hair.
after the brother
Yeah.
with the hair and all the women and kind of weird.
Oh,
that was
the
very
women.
weird.
It was a strange.
Yeah, I don't understand how the hair kind of came into that.
Everyone
the
brush his
comb?
hair.
Yeah, like it's like, wait, so how are we gonna make him come back? Well, combs are important. Well, his hair changes when he uses a spear. Comb his hair.
Control the beast. That is pretty wild hair.
Yeah, I don't know. I forgot how they came to that conclusion too, but I mean,
A
it
ghost.
was a
told him.
convenient way. A ghost told
I'm
him.
not even
It was a
joking.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you're right. A ghost came up with that. What if he was just like fooling everyone? He's like, yeah, just comb his hair.
It was a ghost.
Duh, I mean,
It's a ghost.
fine, he has a
What's
comb.
her name? Ye Ming or whatever. The Chinese ghost told him.
Yay Ming. Something like
Yeah,
that.
Sure.
the Chinese
I don't
ghost
know.
told him
Jay
to comb his
Ming or
hair.
something. Sounded reasonable. It was just like a good excuse to like form the harem. It was like, harem, assemble. And
So good. I love that.
It's like,
Sailor Moon status on it.
And then there was like this tension between the girls where,
oh,
remember? I think it was
yeah, they're-
main best friend girl, not the blonde one, the other one, was calling
yeah,
him
the
an idiot.
dark-haired one.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, he's an idiot." And then other girl, sports running girl, was like,
She was the worst.
poofy hair
"Poofy."
girl.
They don't have names anymore.
No, because they're harem characters. But
They were
here's
like-
the thing. I hated when she was like, "Don't worry, I got this. I may not look it, but I'm in track club." It's like, that's not gonna help you.
He's
You're
a beast
running
right
across a-
now.
Not only that, you're running across a bridge that is like falling apart. Like, how does track club help you?
Don't worry, guys. I'm in track
It'd
club.
be different. You're like, don't worry, I ran in the Olympics. I got gold. Like, okay, now I trust you.
I beat the
Track
Jamaican
club?
guy.
No.
Usain Bolt.
Yeah, him.
worry,
the fast
guys.
dude.
I actually had to pause the show at that moment just to laugh at how badly like that was. I was like, that's the worst reason to trust somebody ever.
It's like, oh, is this what you do in track club? You jump across broken down bridges regularly?
Don't worry,
What
I
track
jog
club?
in the morning. Every morning I
feel
jog.
better
I got
now.
this.
I wasn't. I was kind of confused. You know, the older lady that wanted to commit suicide. I think she was in there, right? The older one. She was like the oldest lady in the
Oh
horror.
yeah, I forgot who she was until she
Yeah, I was
like had the
who is
flashback.
that?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's that bitch.
She wanted to like kill herself or something.
I honestly like didn't. Oh, because it was the painting.
Yeah, it was
Mm-hmm.
Suicide Dad
something.
painting senpai.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, so she's part of the harem. And she's probably like 26 or something, and these are like high school
Oh,
kids.
she's
she was-
senpai. She's like 2 years older.
You don't know that.
She was going to their school.
Oh, was she?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
I'll be honest. I didn't remember who she was until she was
She
like,
looks
"I've already
older.
been stabbed by the spear once." I was like, "What?"
Well,
I was like,
she looks
"Oh,
older,
okay."
like 10 years older than all the other girls.
No, she does, but they went to the same school though. Like,
God, I can't remember these people.
remember the bully kid
Yeah.
or whatever was messing with them? That was like his like girl, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I
Childhood
remember.
friends. Like,
For some
thing there.
reason, I mixed her up. I don't know why. I had mixed her up with the blonde hair chick, and like, I don't know why her suicide or something got mixed up with like somebody in their journey. I don't know. My credentials
it-
gone.
I feel like you're mixing her up with the yokai that like helped him out.
No,
when he was,
no,
like, on
not
his
them.
journey
The
or
little
something.
foxy looking people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the kitsune people.
They were cute.
It was rough, like, them assembling the harem, because exactly for that reason, it was hard to remember a lot of these characters. I thought I'd never see him again, and all of a sudden, they're all together. I'm like, how do I tell them apart? I don't know. So I spent most of the time trying to remember who these girls were. Because it's already been too damn long since I'd seen them.
Only best friends, like, I remember, for sure.
Yeah, I remember, like, blonde best friend and short-haired best friend. Whatever their names are. That was it. I was just like, okay. This is just an excuse to get a harem together.
This was their harem back in the day, back in the 80s,
I guess
you know?
so. Old school.
You know, they
Old
actually,
school harem.
I guess I'll give them credit that they had some kind of a purpose instead of just being there. You know?
I guess so.
You know, they weren't
They had
just
to
like, yeah, they had a purpose. They had to bring him back from
Save
becoming a
Ushio.
beast.
I gotta say, Ushio did look rather terrifying when he
Yes.
was all like crazy beast mode.
Ah, ah,
Ah!
ah.
Yeah.
That's our Ushio,
Very nice
our
impression.
demon Ushio.
Best impressions.
Scarier than Tora in general.
What?
Tora's just become a big cat. Like, he's not even scary anymore. Like, nobody's scared of him now.
Well,
Ah!
ah. Well, okay, I want to talk about the flashbacks because they were like, that was like, or not the
You're
flashback,
in
but the
love.
time travel to the past
Oh
kind
yeah.
of thing.
Yeah, that was intriguing.
So they showed what's his name, Hakumen, something like that.
Oh yeah,
He's the monster.
Hakumen no Mono.
Yeah, so they kind of revealed where he is basically now, and where Ushio's mom is,
Why
Yeah.
she's there.
and why she's there, and you know, like her purpose and everything like that, and why we can't kill him because it's gonna destroy the islands basically.
Japan
know.
itself.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very like urban legend kind of thing, and science can prove otherwise. So I don't know why they're still like,
I know.
let's just kill him. And obviously, you know, this pillar doesn't keep up the islands because science. So let's just blow him up, you know?
Yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking too, because it's like the pillars, like holding up the islands. I was like, that's something old people back in the day
In the
with
80s.
no science, with no science. That's something they would totally believe, that the islands are supported by pillars. Yeah, again, it's very
Very 80s.
mythological. It's just like, that has no bearing on what actually will happen. So I'm curious to see if they're still gonna like go for it in modern time. Because I would think Ushio, someone's gotta like be the voice of reason and saying, no, that's baloney. You're not gonna destroy Japan by this guy who's this creepy demon guy clinging to a rock.
No, they
One
can't-
of the rocks.
They can't do that now, though, because then the whole motivation that like, he was getting protected the whole time is gone. It's like, oh, by the
Psych.
way, Ma, you wasted your whole life. Your whole life was
We
meaningless.
learned this in our class the other day, that, you know, you can't destroy Japan by blowing
I
up a
learned this
pillar.
in 6th grade, so I don't know what's wrong with these guys. But it was, like you're saying, Sheena, it was really cool to like get all the background information. The mysteries are being revealed about what's really driving this plot.
The spear's a little more gross now, knowing that it's the handle's made out of human. You know.
Yeah, that's so creepy.
Yeah.
Or like we even know like why it has like a red scarf now too. So it's just like it's not this mysterious object. Like it's almost its own character officially now.
But now I imagine it's kind of like soft when you grab it. You know, like
Ugh.
fleshy.
It's like, whoa. Ugh. Ugh.
What's up, bro? What's up, bro?
Hey, don't touch me there.
Ugh.
Wait, isn't like the spear is made of the sister though, right?
The
Yeah.
head of it, yeah.
Jamie.
Yeah.
And then
the
the
pokey part.
The shaft is made out of the dude.
the brother.
Yeah. So, you know.
Whoa, what a weird family we got over here.
Yeah, this is sounding really weird now.
And then the
their
mom
relationship.
broke. The mom broke.
Oh,
Mom's
yeah.
hair broke. Because the
Gross.
first spear, she sacrificed like her hair or something
Oh yeah.
into the fire, and then they got chopped. Everyone died. You know what? When they revealed who like Hakuman, he's
No,
a
no.
really, he's really intimidating kind of character.
Yeah, he's creepy. He's got that like glaring eye, and he's like,
Yeah.
Oh god,
I will kill all of you.
We still have no origin story of him though. Like
that is true.
where it's like, oh, by the way, he was just here in China at one time. Like, okay, but where the hell did he come from? Like, he's so much stronger than everybody else that everybody had to team together to try to kill him, and we don't know where he came from.
Wasn't there something before that they like he's only been spotted a few times or something like that, and then the king or whatever was like, oh my god, I saw him and he was in the shape of a woman.
He does take the shape of a woman, but as far as like where he originally like came from, I don't know if that's been touched on yet.
I don't think
It
so.
hasn't been thoroughly explained at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just like, and then this thing appeared. Which, it's kind of got a Naruto feel to that, because at least, you remember
It's
in
a
the beginning...
Ninetales, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
a
like,
Ninetales.
it's a Kitsune, it's a Ninetales, so it's kind of got this thing, maybe Kitsune have this thing in Japanese mythology of just showing up and wreaking havoc with no explanation. Now, granted, in Naruto, they eventually got around to an explanation.
About how many chapters in? 400 episodes?
Yeah, maybe like 400 chapters in or something.
Actually,
Well, how many chapters does this manga have? Because I don't want to
don't
waste
know.
that much time.
not that many.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah, I
hoping
think
it doesn't take that long. That we will get that backstory, because it will add to like the threat level and the mystery behind this. Because right now, like Hakumen no Mono is the main villain. See, we want a fleshed out main villain. That's always a good thing.
This has... Wait, you know what? Wikipedia says that this show's going to have 39 episodes. So, I'm just guessing that they didn't update it yet.
Okay, so maybe it's been confirmed at some point already.
Yeah, and it has 33 volumes, so 33
Sweet.
times, like, I don't know how many chapters in each one.
That's fair, that's
But,
fair pacing. That's fair pacing is all.
Yeah, definitely. What was else I was gonna say? But yeah, so like when Hakumen no Mono like basically like, came out during the whole
When he
like,
came out the
Years
closet.
All came out,
He came out.
basically, like I don't know, it was just so gruesome.
Oh,
with
he's
how
just
like
like
all the
slaughtering.
women. Well, like the first is like all the women, right? They all had like a. Bleh,
Oh, didn't they like have Tarantino moment or something where there's just
Yeah.
like blood spewing from the top of their head or something?
Yeah.
Where their
And
head
then-
used to be.
slashed everybody, and I don't know. It was when the mom died, Jie Mings or whatever. When her mom died, that was pretty tragic because you know Ushio is a type of character who wants to save everybody. That's just like how his character type, and that's how his adventure has been so far. So not being able to save the mom was like just that tragic moment for him, and you felt it. You felt it with like the kids, of course, but for him.
Yeah, and
He
I
was
think it was an important point in his character development for that reason. And in many ways, it was ultimately out of his control because this was all happening in the past. He may have
Right.
been a participant, but I think it would have only been to a certain level. Like, either way, the spear was going to be made because it existed in the future. So, but yeah, just him coming to terms with being a hero who has always succeeded and then suddenly just failing epically probably in his eyes. I mean, you could see it in his eyes, in his animated eyes, like when he was watching what's-her-face girl like throw herself in the fire and watching like the dad and the mom just like get torn apart. I mean, it adds a darker shade to his overall character, and I always like that.
We could go
I
into
hate
time
for-
travel rules here and start explaining how, like, no, you don't understand. If he didn't go back in time, Spear never would have been made because that's what happened initially. Like, you know, so started like we could start going into the fact that he broke every single rule from Back to the Future. You know,
It's true.
like
You can't interact with the people in the past.
I think the idea
True.
behind that was though like he was supposed to be there, and that's like he was part of the reason why the Spear got made. I think.
Well, he's the reason why
and-
he's chosen. He's the chosen one, is because basically the brother and the sister chose him way back when to be the successor. All these other people were training to be the successor, but he was fated since that time to be the one to bear the spear.
Yeah, but I think that was
There's this
true since
weird
episode
time
1
loop.
even though. That's what I'm saying. Like I think that was true since episode 1, not since episode 20. That's all.
Yeah, definitely. I think this was just providing the explanation of why he is the chosen one.
Because he was there. There's like this weird time loop. Somebody folded the time continuum.
That weird
time-space continuum.
That we still haven't, like, he's just like, I'll see you again. It's like, why?
I don't want to see you again.
When will I need to go back in time again?
It's true.
Didn't plan on doing it this time.
And I had a horrible time this time. I don't want to go back.
This was
Your trips
depressing.
suck.
Old times suck.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so we got, the whole explanation with his mother. Is his mother like 100 years old or something? Is that what it is?
She got 2 years free to herself. I don't know how old she is, but...
I think so. I think she's like sitting there for a while, right?
She's just sitting there.
That's all it looks like they do is sit there.
Well, I mean, it's all about that posture, though. When you have good posture.
Oh, that's true. Adds a few years onto the life.
Yeah. If there's anything I know about Asians, it's
It's
that posture that keeps them alive.
for so long.
I don't know. I don't have that posture. I hunch over. So.
It shrinks them too, by the way. That's where that comes from.
Ray's mean. But
Speaking the truth.
Yeah, the mom though. So I'm kind of like I'm so excited to see what's going to happen.
I want that. I
after
want that
this.
reunion. I want the mom Ushio reunion.
Ushio mom.
You can wait for another 12 episodes.
Yeah, I know
They're gonna go on another adventure.
At least.
great.
I wouldn't
At least one other adventure.
guarantee you don't see her until like the last 5 episodes.
Probably, I wouldn't doubt it.
Knowing anime, you're probably right.
I love how Shina's falling for
But
all
I'm-
the shonen tropes too right now. She doesn't watch enough shonen, so like she's like, he wants to save everybody. He's so nice. It's like every shonen character ever.
It's true.
I'm not the type to really watch a lot of shonen, especially like long running shonen. This one's not that long.
No, but you're falling into all the tropes.
I mean, it's a good chunk. I mean, 33 volumes is quite a bit.
It's decent, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm not like I didn't even
So
know anything about
innocent.
the dad. The dad's a badass, and I'm like, oh, he's just a silly dude. And and everyone knows, Ray and Yoku knew. I mean, I'm sure you know too, that every
Classic.
silly dude.
Yeah, anime dads are always badasses.
they're badass. Yeah. I fell for it. I'm like a little kid. Oh my god, this guy's so funny. He's so cool. He's so powerful.
I envy that youthful outlook, that innocence. Sheena.
It is a good experience though. It really gives it even though this show is animated in like that old school way, it does give it a fresh feel for me. So I appreciate
Oh, definitely.
the experience.
I
guess.
do like how, at least in the animation, playing off of that, how you brought it up, I like how they're kind of marrying its old school flavor with like new updated animation and song. It's like, they're
And
doing so
pacing.
good. And pacing. It's been such a wonderful translation. I mean, I haven't read the original manga, and I've only seen a few episodes of like and a few of the anime, like the old school one. But I really appreciate how just well done overall this show has been.
Can we just like compare pacing here real quick?
Sure.
So it's 33 volumes, right? That's what we're saying?
That's what it says.
So if they're planning to finish it in 39 episodes, let's compare Hikaru no Go, which is a 23-volume manga. That anime took 75 episodes.
Whoa.
Ushio Tora is what, like 3 times as fast almost then?
Man.
Well, I don't know how it is in the manga right now, or where the manga is compared to the anime. Like this could be just like the first who knows how many volumes. There could be more,
I'm just saying pacing is like the pacing is a lot different than what most shonen kind of shows do. They definitely aren't trying to prolong it. I think they definitely want to just get the story out of the way. If they are planning on ending it at 39. If that's the plan, then that's pretty
That's
cool,
a nice-
actually.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's a nice
It
change
is
of pace.
kind of, yeah. It is a little fast, though, I guess. I mean, 20. Well, we're at episode 20, so. that's a
Really?
good
Because
point.
that hair
I
combing
feel like we're
could've
still at
gone
the
by
beginning.
faster.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm in track.
If that took another episode, I would have like, oh my god,
Rage quit.
right? I'll watch you again 5 weeks from now.
It's true.
But I did notice, I don't know if you guys stick to the opening, that it does change
Yeah, it did.
with every arc. Even though the song's still the same, and then like there's still similar things going on, but like the fight scenes that happen, they're different. So like I think the last one before this was like
Airplane.
that's what the airplane, yeah, the weird whatever that thing was that was flying in the sky. That was weird.
Yes.
Yeah. So now it changed, and I think before when it had like the dad showing the dad,
Oh,
it
yeah.
would show like the secret organization,
People.
but now it shows like. It shows the chosen ones or the other chosen people.
Yeah, the successors.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, so
I was just gonna say I'm super happy that they didn't change too much because I like that song. It's like I was like, oh no, when they was going into a new arc, I was like, oh no, they're probably going to change it. And this one is so strong, so I was really pleased. Kind of like with Noragami, that they stuck to their guns, and even more so in this because they only changed a few select scenes, and it's still badass. Like the integrity of the opening still remains. So I was really
And I like
happy.
I think a lot of shows are catching on to that now. When you get an opening that
Oh,
everyone likes, keep it.
Yeah.
Wait. They did that with School Live.
School Live.
School Live.
Live?
It's the Living Club. They're living.
Whatever.
They're only living. They did that
Is
with
that
the
even
opening.
English?
I don't want to
then?
give
School Live.
the Gakko
That
Garashi.
doesn't sound
Gak-
proper
School Garashi.
pronunciation.
I don't know. Whatever. It's not English. It's not original.
I know. I'm
English.
just saying.
This is
Listen,
Japanese.
I'm nitpicking.
Nitpicking.
Yeah, they did that too. With like, as the story went on, it got darker and darker. The opening, like the opening, I don't know if you guys seen it, but it's a zombie, but the opening is so happy. So like as the story goes on and as it progresses, the opening gets darker, and the song is still like super happy and peppy, but you see more dead things.
Another example of that. Let's not forget Database.
Database. Yes, I'm so glad they kept that. I'm so glad they kept that song. I think if they changed it, people would have raged. No, where's the database? We're living in it.
Was it Parasite too that kept theirs, or was that something else?
Yeah, Parasite kept theirs.
Like they're learning. Like once you hit something like that has a really good opening and people love the opening, keep it because that's just gonna. Everyone when you bring a new season about is gonna like have a renewed interest in it just because they want to hear that opening again.
Oh yeah. I feel like at least someone who's successful, a series that was successful at changing the opening and yet keeping up the badassery, I think was Attack on Titan. I like both of the openings.
A lot of
we got
people would
from it.
disagree with you.
I'm sure. Like the first one is still the best one in my opinion, but I think the second one was pretty strong for a second anime opening. I've seen so many where it was just like, oh god, they should just stayed with the first one. But I mean, these things can be really decisive. That's just my opinion. I thought they did a pretty good job.
I hopped back and forth with Attack on Titan. I was like, I hate this first opening when I first watched it.
Oh yeah.
Like I was like that, like the he shall not be talked about. He doesn't agree with everybody. Guy. And I loved opening 2. And then when I let it sink in a little bit more, I was like, you know what? Opening 1's actually better.
You flip-flopped.
I did.
Yeah.
You were so used to the first one that when a new thing came, you're like,
No, I liked it when it came. Like, that's the thing. It was after I finished the show that I was like,
oh,
you know what? Opening 1 was kind of better, actually.
But I do like that more series are sticking to the same opening, especially when they nail it. Even like Death Parade, even though that was a shorter series, I'm happy that they didn't change that up.
I like Death Parade had a great ending.
Oh yeah.
That ending for that show was amazing.
That always got me crying. Like if the end of the show didn't already get me crying, it's just that plus the ending song. Just like,
or like when they kind of like integrate it with the ending and they just start playing the end
exactly
song as it goes, and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna cry.
Gets me every time.
Like not to get too far off topic, but that Death Parade episode where he goes like to stab all the puck things, all the organs on it, and it starts like in slow motion.
Yes.
I was like, no. It was so good though. Oh,
it was well
that
done.
was
Yeah.
Death Parade was so good. Like looking back at it,
So good.
I appreciate that show even more, and I loved it when it was coming out.
It gets better with age, definitely.
I'm gonna buy that one. I know when it comes out, so
Yeah, that's going in my collection.
Release it with the
I'm gonna
soundtrack.
buy School Live.
Yeah, the soundtrack.
Give me that.
I think I was the only one. Well, I got really hyped over School Live, even though after the show already finished.
Yeah,
I watched it.
keep
after
in
it
mind, I
done.
was in California, like, while it was airing, going like, hey, shit, why don't we watch this? Like, nah!
Too much
Yeah,
Moe.
like the Moe character, she had
Yeah,
judged
Moe.
the book by its cover, and
Oh,
I did. I
classic
made a
mistake.
mistake.
then she watches it, and now she's like a
Even-
huge fangirl of it.
Yeah, I'm reading the manga. And,
See?
yeah. Well, I want to own the manga.
Coming out, so.
But it's funny because Lou was telling me to watch it, and I was like, later. I never ended up watching it until like over the weekend, and I finished it in 2
If Lou
days.
hears this, he's going to be so
There you
mad.
go.
He's gonna be like, he didn't respect Lou's opinion. Ooh.
Ooh.
Lou, I respect your opinion from now on.
She will never doubt again.
Never. Not that I'm saying that I did. Just,
But she just
I just
ignored
need to,
me
you know.
and Lou.
that's what I get. Now I'm a huge fan of it.
I still gotta watch it, but you're the reason I didn't watch it. That's actually
you-
so.
It's good. Zombies and Moe girls. That's all we need in life right now.
Agreed.
Well, you need Umaru too, it seems, but
And Umaru. But Umaru is like the holy trinity of everything. she's at the
I
top.
love how you fall on.
And then we
that
got
side
Moe
of
Zombie
things,
Girls.
like,
And then we got Moe Zombie Girls. And then I don't know what's on the other side, but there's a holy trinity of Moe somewhere in there.
oh my god, it's like
Life is
70%
good.
of the
Umaru
anime
is
community
at the
hates
top.
Umaru, and 30% just worships her. And I love that you fall on that 30%. Like everybody else who hates her.
I am
is
the
going to,
minority
like,
group.
What are your Twitter?
They hate her because they are Umaru and they are self-hating on themselves.
They just can't accept.
They know.
They just can't accept it.
Exactly. They can't accept that right there that they hate so much is
You're
themselves.
trying to make you.
And I'm calling it the 70% right now. I'm looking at all of you.
She's calling you out.
Looking at all.
She's trying to make this deep. You self-loathing, pathetic humans.
I-
Come, Umaru, we are our own species.
The Umaru species.
We shrink.
We will raid Anime Expo.
Invading Anime Expo 2016. Umaru
Make it
shall
happen,
rule.
people.
I want to see if you stick to your guns on that shit. If you don't make that happen, I'm gonna shame you.
I probably won't. I'm probably not
I'm
gonna
gonna
make it
shame you.
happen. I don't have enough of a following to make it happen.
Aw. I'm sure you can put like something on a forum or something.
Forum, AX, Facebook.
They will hate me because according to Ray, 70% of people hate Umaru, so I'll probably get kicked out.
They'll be like, oh,
No.
it's one of those girls. One of those weebs.
Listen, all
Yeah.
you need is somebody with a large voice to help you that doesn't hate Umaru.
Oh god, that's gonna be a tough one because they don't want to get hated either.
It's like, who wants to draw a target on their back with me?
I don't give no shits, so.
She can take it.
I give none at all. But yeah, I think that is all the discussion that we have. Even though we kind
Did
of
we get off topic?
We did, but you know
We
what?
didn't have
That's
any
okay.
news segments, so that
Well,
works this time.
Yeah, we didn't have any news segments. Do we have anything that's going on in the news?
Right Stuff holiday sale started, so go waste your money.
Woo!
Go,
Buy
my
yourself-
fellow weebs.
Don't listen to him. Don't.
Go,
Buy
my
all your
fellow weebs.
presents.
If you have the money for it, buy it. If you don't buy it.
$5 a volume. Ask class, $5 a volume. What do you like? How do you say no? How do you
No.
say no?
When you don't have the money for it,
The
you
original
say no.
Wednesday night anime,
Don't take your mom's
$10 and
credit card
$14.
and buy it.
Steal that credit card. I'm telling you. No, don't
Don't
do
Once in
that.
a
I think
lifetime.
that one's a
Don't
crime,
li-
but I mean, consider it. Think about it.
Wise words
Yes.
from Ray.
Yeah, think about it before you commit crimes. But if you want to do it, do it.
Don't do it. I don't
Do it.
I don't advocate that.
Listen,
I
you
don't
will be
advocate that
forgiven
at
when
all.
they see how good of a deal you got. Oh, that's a deal right there. I
Simply-
can't get mad at that.
Simply show them the receipts.
Yeah, like it comes in the box. Like they have a receipt there. So there's a retail price on the back of the manga, on the back of the DVDs. There you go. Right Stuff puts it on the receipt too. Come
Well-
on, can't lose.
There's not really a lot of news. Although I will mention this. The Hatoful Boyfriend plush Kickstarter reaches over $95,000. So if you want to buy yourself a Bishonen pigeon, it might happen.
Oh, and
This is
crappy
great.
fruit anime is on Steam now, so yeah.
The Fruit of Grisaya?
What is even that? I don't even know what that is.
It's this shitty anime that's apparently.
It's not shitty.
It's shitty. It's like supposedly the visual novel is like supposed to be really good, and it's on Steam now, and they're like translating all of them over. There's like 3 of them. She didn't even watch the second season. That's how bad it was. She's like, "Oh, I love it." Doesn't even watch the second season. Somehow it got an hour-long first episode, like it's fucking Fate or something.
Yeah, when I saw it was an hour long, I was like, I
They do
can't
like
do this.
they do like the whole widescreen Shaft thing, where like there's just black bars at the bottom for no reason.
Ooh, mysterious.
Yeah, just like, because fuck full screen. Can't show you legs.
Also, Akihabara Expo, which I was planning to go to because it was here in Anaheim, was canceled because it was a scam, apparently.
What? Like
There was-
a scam? Like it wasn't actually a thing?
I heard it was a thing, but things happen, drama, and insert drama here, and it's not happening. And apparently they were supposed to have like Bradio there and all these like big guests and stuff, but
Wow.
apparently it wasn't a thing. So that's another news. I'm trying to fill this in with
Wow,
news.
that's like con news. That's
convention
crazy.
news,
Hey,
like a
right stuff.
con.
Right stuff. I
Get
will
it?
sling your website so hard. I will send people to buy your stuff. I will shamelessly do it. Come on. You watch our sale videos. I know you do.
They do. They have.
comment.
They've
You
commented.
comment on them. Give me money. I will keep making those videos. Don't even give me money. Just give me anime.
That's better than money.
Yeah, it's way better.
Yeah, okay, so I don't really... So yeah, right stuff, yeah. So, yes,
I'll
right
hop
stuff,
on that,
please.
whatever.
Right stuff.
Go do whatever Ray just said. Yeah, I mean, I don't really see any other news aside from those two. So get your Mishonen pigeons now.
Woo!
But yeah, I think that's all we have. So, missART, why don't you go ahead and plug yourself?
Alright. Let's see. Well, again, I am missART, and I have a YouTube channel. If you Google missART, MISSART, all my info will come up, including my YouTube channel. Feel free to subscribe for all kinds of weeby goodness. And I am most active on Twitter, so feel free to follow me on Twitter for randomness, I suppose. And I'm also on Instagram under Artsy Alley. So, but yeah, just Google missART. You will find me in all the places. And once again, I appreciate being able to talk to you guys here on this podcast. It was a lot of fun.
We
Thank
appreciate you
for
dealing
coming
with
by,
us.
Yeah.
Well, I've dealt with you people in person, so I know what to expect. I know you guys.
Well, that's good. I was scared you were gonna run away from us.
Oh no.
If you met drunk Shina, she might have.
Good thing you didn't meet me then.
That day, she just
But-
happened to be somewhere else, luckily.
Yeah,
Oh, gosh.
you avoided that. you got lucky.
Oh, woohoo! We'll see how next year plays out.
Worse.
Oh no.
Yoku and Dakota are probably coming, so
Oh god, I can only imagine.
it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
But thanks for listening, and we will see you all next time.